Brooklyn really missed Joe Harris, man. They
big
really
time.
missed his shooting.
Big time.
And it was so much
that ain't
turmoil
it.
with that team from, starting with, Kyrie not getting vaccinated to James Harden getting traded. That whole team was just waiting to go home. They really should be putting their hands in the huddle going 1, 2, 3 Cancun, because that season, to me, you look at that season, and let's be honest, Steve Nash was my boy. He was my rookie. He shouldn't be coaching that team. They need a veteran coach that can lead that team that they're going to respect. I don't know I'm not saying they don't respect Steve, but I'm just saying they need someone with some maturity as far as coaching. And, Steve's a great guy, hell of a player, 2-time, MVP, should have been only one. But
Shaq will tell you that.
Yeah. I think he should, they needed a different coach. And that's when you get that buddy system in the NBA where guys are always hiring their buddies. And, Steve Nash should have came in, been an assistant coach to learn and get the ropes and said, then we're going to hand it over to you. But I just don't think he was put in a situation, the James Harden situation, the injury situation. That just was an ugly team, man.
Steve Nash really turned into the highest paid fan in the arena because he had the greatest courtside seat that you could possibly ever have. I don't care, where Jay-Z sits, that's great. But where Steve Nash is sitting, oh my goodness, bro, you are the greatest fan that has the greatest vantage point in the arena. And that's what actually happened. That's what it turned into, because he doesn't know how to make adjustments. He does not know how to make adjustments at all.
All you had to know which way is it, the right or left? All you got to do is look to the right or left and look at D'Antoni. Hell, D'Antoni wasn't good at making adjustments.
You're right.
And so, when this is what pisses me off about a lot of these coaches, when they go out and hire friends or people, I'm like, dude, what is his pedigree? I know D'Antoni has supposed to be this great offensive minded coach. Oh yeah, but yeah, is he able to make any adjustments? And I say no, because think about the team he had when he came to the Lakers. He had all these guys, and he was trying to run a system that he was running with Sean Marion, Amari Stoudemire, Steve Nash. And that system works for those players, but you got to adjust your system to the players you have. And when coaches can't adjust their coaching style to the players that they have, they're useless, man. That's why I wish I would have had a chance to play for Don Nelson, because that guy seemed to me like he could just say, you know what I got? This is what I'm going to do. And I'm gonna exploit you because this is my strengths, and I know what your weakness are, and I'm gonna go after it. But you got to get some coaches that are willing to be, not just yes man, to fight for what they feel is right. And I don't think Steve Nash had an assembly of coaches that could really say, hey, no, we need to do this.
Nah, because it went to many times you talked about, what did Kyrie say in the one of those post-game press conferences? Sometimes Steve runs it, sometimes this guy runs it, sometimes this guy. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. Ain't but one head coach. And even in the elimination game post-game conference, Kyrie is sitting there like, well, me and KD and management are all gonna run this thing. And I'm like, oh, I see where this is where this is heading. Y'all gonna have some problems going, because we know that you and KD are the stars, but everybody else has a job and they have an obligation to their organization to put the necessary pieces around and put the coaches in place that help you succeed and help you get to your goal. But if you feel as though you have a lot more power than what you do, which they do think they have that, which, hey, they probably do. They have the Brooklyn Nets handicap. They got them handcuffed. Because you got to pay Kyrie this offseason.
Yeah.
So it is what it is.
What's Durant's contract like? How much time's he got left? Do we know?
Well,
I don't know offhand. That's why I'm asking.
He may have a couple of years.
Throw a Google on that and see where they're at. It's funny when you're talking about the way Steve Nash has been coaching that team. I guess my question is it fair to judge him after just one season in the saddle with the players he's had, with all the strife and the turmoil and the injuries and the Kyrie and the Harden and the Ben Simmons has got a mental block that's making his back hurt? I mean, is it fair to lay judgment at his feet after having to deal with that for you?
I don't think it's fair to lay 100% of it on him, but I'm gonna give him 45% of it and give Sean Marks the other 55%.
The other 55.
Because we talk about, a lot of times we talk about the coaches, we talk about the players, but sometimes you got to look at the GMs too. some of these GMs make some, I don't want to say dumb decisions, but I'm just saying, not so smart decisions.
Yeah.
And I think Sean Marks went out and picked, let me see, who do I want as coach? You know what? Let me get the prettiest girl that's out there, and let me just try her out. I'm like, dude, you messed up. I know, and I know people from Phoenix and wherever, and they think I'm hating on Steve. I love Steve Nash. I think he was a hell of a player, but I just don't think he was ready yet. I think he needed, to sit somewhere. Because think about it, he was on a damn soccer field.
I was going to say he wasn't even an assistant anymore.
Yeah, he was on a soccer field.
You just pulled Steve in and said, "No, he's got the experience. He can do it."
So, KD, you remember? I think last offseason he signed a 4-year extension. And that extension starts with next season. So he signed through, I think, 2025.
Oof.
Yeah.
So he ain't going anywhere.
So it's 4 years. What's the number? 4 years, like 198 million.
Okay. So they're strapped to him as well.
Oh, yeah. KD ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Unless they find a way to move that
It's
around.
Kyrie that they have to, that they're going to have to extend this offseason.
Yeah. But, I hope that, like Steve, I just hope that Brooklyn can get it together, because we missing some good playoff games with them being out. Because you think about what Kyrie, the show he can put on, the show KD can put on. And so you want to see the best players in the playoffs competing for a championship. So it's going to, even not, and there's no disrespect to Brown and Tatum, because they beat their asses. Let's get it right. Boston kicked their ass. And Boston is the hottest team in basketball, and they putting a lot of fear in everybody's eyes in the East.
I just need Philly to go ahead and put Ben Simmons' pride in the box and ship it to Brooklyn.
They ain't got it. He ain't got it. Shit, not after what we saw in that series, man.
Somebody got it.
No, it does. I don't think it's around anywhere. I don't think he's able to find it. That was a mess. That was a total mess for Brooklyn.
And it's so weird to me that it's not working out for Brooklyn. And is it really working out for the Sixers
Philly?
yet?
Yeah.
I'm like, we just got
time will tell.
Yeah,
they're still playing. So maybe, I don't know.
And that's another guy with an issue. It's like all of these former OKC Thunder guys, these young guys, and KD, Westbrook, Harden, they all have their own sitcoms and stories here.
Yeah, they really do.
Where KD, wanted to go somewhere, he wanted to win a couple of titles, then he wanted to go back to doing it on his own. James Harden went from one place to another.
He can't land.
He keeps running.
He just can't.
Everybody
land
else the problem.
Yeah.
And then Russ can't find with the way he plays, he can't win a title with nobody.
Yeah. It's just gonna be one of the most interesting off seasons in my mind in the NBA, because we got all these coaching jobs available. Especially I want to see what Michael Jordan is going to do in Charlotte, because when he hired Borrega, I don't think that was a good hire. This guy, he was trying to look for the next Spoelstra. Oh yeah, you were under the pop system. You was in the, doing videos. And I just don't think he was ready to coach either. Should have stayed in the film room. Mm-hmm. And I love Borrego. He and I used to talk all the time. I was in San Antonio. But I just think certain guys aren't ready, and I feel like, just to take Mark Jackson, for instance, I think he'd be a hell of a coach for Charlotte. He basically, what he has in Charlotte is what he had. Now I ain't gonna say it to the same degree and same level of talent.
Right.
But when he had Golden State, he got those guys ready to play guard mentality, work with some guards, and go out there and work with LaMelo Ball. I think that'd be a good coaching position for them. But will they give him a chance is the question.
Well, he interviewed in Sacramento. I think recently.
That Sacramento job, man.
You're right, but he interviewed.
I don't think anybody wants that Sacramento job, man.
Look, you can only interview where the vacancies are open. So
this is true.
I want that job.
That just happens to be a spot where the vacancy is always a vacancy there.
Hold on, how much they pay? I might want that job.
You're gonna go do the Kings? Come on.
I might be that. Let me take that
call
job.
Flotty. We can get Flotty on the show, I'm sure. You could lobby for the job.
Does Shaq still has some
he
cool,
sold that.
No, he had to sell off his little portion, man. He did all right.
It was even stressful from his seat. So he had to sell everything. So I know you ain't trying to be the head coach of the Kings. That's even more stressful.
Hell no.
Hey, let me just say this. I don't have that much gray in here yet, but I think if I became a head coach, this should be white.
Dude.
I have no hair.
You'll be pop in 5 minutes, man. You'll be pop in 5 minutes. Gray and angry.
Who like I thought that was Robert Horry, not Black Santa.
So
Well,
you won't be.
That's what head coaching does to you.
You'll be more Red Fox than Rick Fox.
Oh no.